Hello and welcome, guys, to another episode, second one this year of A Drink with Eddie Irvine. Eddie, it's a pleasure catching up with you again. I think you are in Miami, is that correct?
I'm not. I left Miami this morning. I'm in New York.
All right. Um, I'm having some Rauner iced tea today, and for the sake of this show, I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of vodka.
A vodka. Well, I'm just having sambuca on the rocks.
Yeah, it's a different time in Miami. I'm here in Austria.
Yeah, well,
Vodka is a
I
legitimate
kind
drink
of
by
love.
now.
This is lunchtime here, but I felt like something sweet because I've been on the island for like 5 weeks and I don't have sweets there, so I thought I would just have something sweet.
Perfect. Eddie, before I start asking some questions before the beginning of the European season, I have to go back to something we had in our first episode this year. You mentioned a fat guy from Sky Sports who was too tabloid, if you remember, and people in the comments on Facebook started discussing if that was Ted Kravitz or David Croft. So just for the record, maybe you can have a look on my iPad. Was it this guy or this guy that you meant?
I don't even know what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
I was talking about the TV coverage, and I was talking about that I enjoyed Ted Kravitz asking questions, and you mentioned, oh, was that the fat guy, and he's being too tabloid for you. And then people
I
started.
don't know which. I can't remember which one it was, to be honest. I don't know, but who's that? I don't know. I've never seen that guy before.
This is David Croft. That's the guy doing the
Oh, is
commentary.
it? Oh, right. Well, I don't know. I've never seen him before in my life.
And
That guy
that's
I
Ted
recognize,
Kravitz.
but I don't. Who's he? Who's he?
That's Ted Kravitz, the guy I was
Uh,
referring to.
um, really? I don't know. I can't say. I need to watch. I'll watch it again and I'll let you know.
All right, so we have something to talk about in our next episodes. Anyway, Eddie, Barcelona is coming up this weekend, and we're gonna air on Sunday morning. Start of the European season, obviously. Three winners in four races. Seems like we've got an epic duel going on between Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. Now, I know that you haven't always been watching Formula One in recent years. Are you watching it now and enjoying it now?
Yeah, it's definitely more interesting. Yeah, obviously you forgot about Bottas. Bottas, I think's in there with a shout. Kimi, we don't know yet. Kimi could step it up. Last year he gave Vettel, a very good run for his money. This year it's not been like that, so it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. But Valtteri Bottas he was very impressive at the last race.
Yeah, he was. But obviously everyone's talking about the number ones in the teams, which would be Lewis and Sebastian Vettel. Do you think it's that straightforward, them being the ones having the better shot at the title than the Finns?
No, no, I don't think there is a number one, number two in the team. I think they'll choose as the season goes on, whoever's fastest. If Bottas can beat Lewis, um, he'll win the championship, and also with Kimi, if Kimi can beat um, uh, Vettel, and he'll win the championship. I don't think there's team orders as back in my day. I think it's yeah, there might be later on, but not yet.
I know it's probably a terribly stupid question to ask, but since you're the expert, do you think you're in a position to judge if Sebastian Vettel or Lewis Hamilton is a better or faster racing driver?
Well, I would say neither of them, if you look over their whole career, have been that impressive. If you compare it to someone like Prost or Senna or Schumacher, Lewis got outscored by Jenson Button over 2 years. Both the years they were together. Um, he got beaten quite a lot by not Keke Rosberg, by Nico Rosberg, and Vettel, was beaten quite often by Weber, destroyed by um,
Ricciardo.
Ricardo, and last year was beaten by Kimi. So none of them have this amazingly superior record compared to their teammates that you would expect from guys that have won so many world championships. You look at Prost. Prost you know, he really did dominate any team he was in. Senna, same. Schumacher, same. Um, these two guys haven't achieved that, in my opinion.
Yeah, but then you could argue that the probably Prost struggled with Senna, and other than that, I don't. Well, he had Nigel Mansell.
Yeah, he struggled with Senna.
Yeah,
it's
no,
a slightly
no,
different. It's slightly different than Lewis struggling with Jenson Button. It's not quite the same thing, is it?
yeah,
So
I get your point.
I would just say that they're big blemishes on their careers, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, Eddie. In trying to keep it short again this year, Red Bull, we have to talk about them as well, because you've often mentioned in the past that in your time you either had to be Michael Schumacher or sit in an Adrian Newey designed car to win the championship. Now, obviously, everyone expected the Red Bull to be a quick car with new regulations, because that's always when Adrian Newey sort of excelled. Do you think he's lost his magic a little bit?
Uh, Listen, you can't just because they're off the pace this year doesn't mean to say Adrian's lost his magic. Maybe he he made a wrong technical decision. The guy's going to get it wrong occasionally. He's not a machine. Like if you look at, Villeneuve, Hill, Prost, Hackett, um, Mansell. How many world champions has Adrian come up with? Vettel. So I think one lemon doesn't say a lot. He obviously is doing other stuff. He's involved in the Formula or in the road car. And if you do other things, then you've less time for the Formula One. So there could be a bit of that impacting on him. I don't know.
Eddie, people always say it's not like one man like Adrian Newey is designing a Formula One car nowadays. I remember 15 years ago, people were kind of saying the same thing when you were driving for Ferrari and Jaguar. Was it different back then than it is now, though?
Listen, it's always a team. But you need the conductor. You need the guy that says this is the way it's going to sound. This is the speed we're going to play it at, and everybody follows his orders. And you know, uh, it isn't one guy doing every line of the car, but it's one guy's genius that makes it all come together.
All right, Eddie, and then next race is Monaco. I guess first time we'll see you in the paddock, right?
Well, I generally don't go to the paddock because there's nothing in the paddock. All the girls are outside the paddock. So, would you go in?
Certainly going to watch the Emberlanche fashion show.
Yes, that's always a good night, and the party afterwards always is. That's a really good night. The Friday night's fantastic, and the Sunday night obviously is a great night because all the stress is off and everyone's really relaxed, having fun.
All right. Thanks a lot, Eddie. Thanks, guys, for watching, and
Yeah.
cheers.